Hello and welcome to Life Lessons with Sheila. We are on a 30-day gratitude journey together as we spend the month of November giving thanks where thanks is due. If you'd like to join me, I would love to add your video to my playlist, or if you're not a content creator but want to participate anyway, feel free and join me by sharing your thoughts on the topic each day. Let's journey through 30 days of gratitude together. Today, our topic is health. And the prayer offered in faith will make the sick person well. The Lord will rise up. If they have sinned, they will be forgiven. That's found in James 5:15. Health, a common topic of conversations, especially the older you get. Someone will start talking about an ache they have, and depending on the circle you surround yourself with, will either snowball into a comparison of ailments or a testimony of God's healing. Where was God when my husband had cancer? He was right there beside him, waiting, watching, and knowing the all-knowing God He is, preparing me and our family to say our goodbyes. From the day my husband was first diagnosed, I only saw one sliver of fear, and then it was a resounding, "This is my fate." Did it have to be? Could God have healed him? Yes, if it was His will to, but it wasn't. You must understand the mindset of the person who is ill. They either want to fight it, or they will succumb. Joel had spoken from the day I had met him that he was going to die with cancer. Was it a foreshadowing, or was he just accepting that he would fall into his father's footsteps and die an early death due to cancer? He always told me, cancer runs in my family. His father died of cancer. His older sister died of cancer. His mother even passed, but she had emphysema for years that had prolonged itself into a total different lung disease. I don't honestly remember if she had any form of cancer or not. Our mindset and what we focus on speaks volumes. If I could get one person to stop saying negative things about their lives, I would feel like my mission on this earth was complete. I get asked all the time how I still hold strong in my faith since God didn't take the cancer away. While I know God can do many things to our amazement and could have very well saved him from the torture that he went through, mentally, emotionally, and yes, even physically, but he didn't. Why? Maybe because Joel brought on the cancer by smoking daily from the time he was 18 until he was diagnosed, which by then was 51. 33 years of smoking daily, several cigarettes a day, sometimes up to a pack a day. Though I think God could have healed him in an instant, maybe Joel's faith didn't believe that God could heal him. I mean, he's seen 3 out of 5 of his family members die of cancer or some other lung disease. He has one living sister who has had her own battle with cancer, breast cancer. She fought it and she won the battle. We don't know all the pieces of the puzzle, but I can tell you one thing. I still have faith in God's healing power. I have seen healing in my own life as I shared my infertility journey on the first day of this journey. Actually, I think it was the second. If you didn't hear that, I will link the playlist. It was day 2 on family. Nevertheless, I will bring health and healing to it. I will heal my people and will let them enjoy abundance, peace, and security. That is found in Jeremiah 33:6. If you believe in something, it just is. That is why it's important to have a healthy mindset. Simply put, if you can twist a negative situation to find something positive about it within a minute or two, you are working with a healthy mindset. If not, then that is something to work on. How well we live depends on our mindset. If we have good, healthy, balanced mindset, we live a good, healthy, balanced life. My favorite quote from the Santa Claus movie is when Scott Calvin was standing on the balcony of Santa's bedroom in his red pajamas while at the North Pole, and Judy the elf had brought him some hot cocoa. He simply said, "I stopped believing in Santa a long time ago." And Judy's response was, "That's not surprising. Most grown-ups can't believe in magic. It just sort of grows out of them." Then Scott follows up with a, "Look, you're a nice little elf, but this is a dream. I mean, this is fabulous. Is that a polar bear directing traffic down there? I see it, but I don't believe it." "You're missing the point," Judy says, with an all-knowing smile on her face. "What is the point?" Scott asked. Then here comes the best part. Are you ready? Seeing isn't believing. believing is seeing. Kids don't have to see this place to know it's here. They just know. How many times do we question God the same way? Some of us don't have to see Him to know He's real. Faith in God takes a believing and seeing kind of faith, an all-knowing trust that there is something bigger out there than what we ever could comprehend. Some see God as an authoritative figure who looks down his nose, just watching for any sin that one may commit, taking notes and shaking his finger in condemnation. While others of us have come to know that He is a loving father figure to us, one who, if we could crawl up on His lap and play with His beard, we would. 1 Colossians 10:31 says, "So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God." Good health comes when we take care of our bodies. Some of us have been in survival mode for far too long, just doing enough to get by. While that is okay from time to time, there comes a point when we must rise up and begin taking care of our bodies in natural, holistic ways, such as choosing healthier food options, drinking water, and moving our bodies. Newton's first law of motion states that a body at rest will remain at rest, unless an outside force act on it, and a body in motion at a constant velocity will remain in motion in a straight line unless acted upon by an outside force. Simply meaning, if we continue to laze about, we will all be Simply meaning, if we continue to laze about, that will be all that we will be capable of doing. Why I could not get that, I don't know. But if we use our bodies and get up and move, it will accommodate us eventually. You can't go from sitting to standing just by sitting and wishing you could stand. You have to engage your legs, your hips, and your stomach muscles to actually get up. Trusting God over your faith is the same thing. You have to put in the effort of believing and doing what you can in your own power to receive. You have to engage your faith in your belief system and your mindset. Then you can get up and take a step forward towards greater health. Mental health, emotional health, physical health, and spiritual health all must align together in order to live a healthy lifestyle that shows evidence of contentment, joy, and peace. For physical training is of some value, but godliness has value for all things, holding promise for both the present life and the life to come. That's found in 1 Timothy 4:8. You can be as healthy as the strongest, leanest person in the world and still have a lack of health in your life. Why? Because if you're not spiritually healthy, you're gonna be lacking something in your life. Trust me, I know. I've been a size 22 and went down to a size 4. I looked better in clothes and was excited with every size drop until I couldn't find a size 2. Then when I could put on a kid size extra large jacket and it fit just fine, I finally snapped. I was finding my worth and value by each pound I lost. I was having emotional meltdowns if I ate one wrong thing that didn't align with my diet. I was miserable. I looked cute, but was miserable on the inside. It was then that I cried out to God and renewed and restored my faith in Him. I rededicated my life to the Lord and eventually went back to normal, healthy weight and began to find my worth did not lie in my body or the size I was. It came from within. Yes, I was active in church at the time, thank goodness, or I would have continued to spiral down. But I never got asked how I was doing, just complimented on my success. Looking back, I wish one person would have asked how I was. I would have literally broken down and healed my relationship with food a lot sooner than I did. A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. That's found in Proverbs 17:22. When I am looked at, I like it when people can see the joy in my face or the sparkle in my eyes. I often get accused of not having a difficult life, and I guess compared to some, I have lived a pretty great life. But I do not lack any demons in my past. But I have learned from the horrific situations, learning my value is not found skin deep, and have since accepted that we live in a world that can be fooled by smiles. I'm assuming that because anytime I share a short with a saying that deals with difficulty, I get accused of living off my daddy's money, which is obviously a joke because they do not know my dad, or that I can't possibly know what a hard life is like. I smile. People assume my life has been a piece of cake, but I'm not going to argue with anyone. You can have your assumptions and accusations all you want. I'm finally strong enough to know my truth and not have to explain my hardships in life to everyone who comes at me. I often choose a gentle response or simply delete their comment because I'm a guard of my channel and I prefer to keep things positive around here. Negativity can fester something fierce if you give it growing room, kind of like poison ivy. And I'm not going to let anyone bring me down. They can't, at least not on a strong day. I would much rather go through life with an obnoxious, cheerful heart rather than a crushed spirit with dried up bones. Jeremiah 33:6 says, "Nevertheless, I will bring health and healing to it. I will heal my people and let them enjoy abundant peace and security." This passage comes from scripture that talks about the restoration of Judah, but it comes to us as words to claim over our own life, words of restoration, words of power, and words of healing. God's promises to anyone in the Bible are the same promises to us today, because He is the same yesterday, today, and will be tomorrow. He does not favor one of us over the other, though I often tell myself I must be God's favorite because of how He has shown me so much favor in my life. I can look back at so many times I cried out to Him in desperation, only for Him to swiftly and in the nick of time rush in with something even more beautiful than I could have ever imagined. If you're in a tough spot right now and needing healing, find your belief in the healing power of Jesus and go to God in power, humbly asking for restoration as He performed in Judah, and give Him the space and time to work. Gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. That is found in Proverbs 16:24. Lend a gracious word to your friends. It will soothe them, bring healing to their bones. Do you know what that even means? That means that you can bring healing down to your core of your friends' lives simply by being gracious with your words. What are gracious words? The Hebrew defines them as merciful, compassionate, or soft-hearted. Simply put, they are grace-filled, gentle words that are always seek to bring healing. Even when speaking a necessarily hard word, they are not harsh. Do you even know how to not be harsh when speaking a hard word? Maybe work on your tone and delivery. Speak to your friends how you would want to be spoken to, and maybe even a tad nicer. Some of y'all, if the way you speak to others tells of how you would want someone to speak to you, all I can say is ouch. I wish you all amazing health as you continue to pursue your own gratitude journey. Even if you don't share content, share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're thankful for in your health. And I would also like to know if these scriptures lent you any encouragement as they have me. See y'all tomorrow. Bye.